Archangel Michael says, "Your money has finally arrived. Elon Musk just approved millions for you. Open this within 10 minutes before it's gone. Your blessing is on its way, wrapped not in silver nor gold, but in the promises of heaven." The world may speak of fortunes, of names like Elon Musk, but the riches that matter most are the ones that come from God, who knows no limit, no boundary, and no delay. The kingdom is not far from you. It is here, closer than your breath, waiting for you to open your heart and believe. The miracle you've longed for, the provision you've cried out for in quiet, trembling prayers, is already in motion. Type 999 if you believe. Sometimes we imagine that God's blessings must arrive in thunder, lightning, or a sudden windfall, but more often, they come like morning light, soft, certain, and sure. You may not see it yet, but it's coming. The Lord has heard every cry and seen every tear. He has counted each moment when you almost gave up but chose to keep walking. He knows the weight you've carried, the doubts you've battled, and the hope you dared to hold on to. He has not forgotten you, not even for a moment. There is a shift happening in the spiritual realm, and your breakthrough is part of it. There was once a man who sat by a dusty road with nothing but broken sandals and tired eyes. He had prayed for years, but nothing seemed to change. Every door had closed, every coin had vanished, and every friend had walked away. But one morning, he heard the name of Jesus being whispered among the crowd. That name made his heart beat again. That name, which carried the power to calm storms and raise the dead, stirred something deep within him. He didn't have gold, but he had faith. He didn't have wealth, but he had a voice. So he used it. He cried out, louder than anyone, even when others tried to silence him. And Jesus stopped. Right there, on that crowded road, the Son of God paused everything to heal him, speak to him, and restore him. That is how Jesus sees you too. He doesn't pass by your pain. He doesn't overlook your prayers. When you call his name, everything else can wait. His eyes are always on you, not because you are perfect, but because you are his. He knows your thoughts. He knows your fears. And he has never judged you by your bank account, your job title, or your past mistakes. He judges by your heart, and if your heart is still seeking him, that's all he needs to release a flood of goodness into your life. Your miracle is not a matter of chance or luck. It's a matter of divine timing. God is never early, and he is never late. He arrives at the exact moment when your heart is ready, when your spirit is strong enough to hold the blessing without breaking under its weight. What's coming your way isn't just for you, it's meant to pour out onto others. Because when God blesses, he blesses abundantly. You will not just receive, you will overflow. Others will eat from your harvest. Others will drink from your cup. You will be a witness to his mercy, not just a recipient. Type 2222 if you trust in God. What if you discovered a tiny, walnut-sized brain region holds the secret to endless wealth and success? Recently uncovered by groundbreaking research and once buried in classified files, this frequency is now available to anyone ready to listen. Imagine replacing worry and struggle with a life of financial ease and freedom. Interested? Click the link in video description and comments below to unleash this hidden brainwave and start attracting wealth right now. You have been guided to this message for a reason, and if you turn away, the chance may not return. This is your time to step in. Imagine, for a moment, a table set in the wilderness. There is no food in sight, no shelter, no certainty. Yet, out of nowhere, a feast begins to appear: bread, fruit, wine, all prepared by unseen hands. That is what God does. He sets tables where there should be none. He prepares peace in the middle of chaos, and laughter in the middle of sorrow. He is not limited by what the world says is possible. He doesn't need Elon Musk or any billionaire to release what belongs to you. He only needs your faith. But if he chooses to use people in high places, he will. He can move hearts, shift minds, and stir generosity in even the most unlikely souls. Your money, your healing, your peace, it is not stuck. It is being prepared. While you wait, worship. While you wonder, trust. While you weep, know that he holds every tear like diamonds in his hands. Not one of them has been lost. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. There is something on the other side of this waiting that will make sense of every sleepless night, every lonely prayer, and every quiet battle. You are being shaped into someone who can carry blessings without arrogance, walk in abundance without forgetting who gave it, and shine in the light without losing the humility of the dark. Your story is not over. The chapter you're in now may feel heavy, but it is not the end. There are still pages left to be written, songs yet to be sung, and joy yet to be felt. God isn't finished with you. In fact, He's just getting started. Keep your eyes on Him, not on the distractions, not on the timelines, not on the doubts that whisper lies into your heart. Keep walking, even if your steps are slow. The ones who limp toward Jesus are just as loved as the ones who run. There is a reason you are reading these words right now. Nothing in God's design is accidental. You are not forgotten. You are not passed over. What is meant for you is being carried to you by the hands of angels, woven into time by the Creator Himself. The wait has not been wasted, it has been sacred preparation. Type 222 if you trust Jesus. There's a small story that lives in the silence between great miracles, one that isn't always told out loud. It's the story of someone who kept believing even when the sky was quiet, someone who stayed kind even when life felt unfair. They didn't always have answers, and there were moments when they looked up and said, "God, do you still see me?" But every time they chose to believe instead of turning bitter, they planted seeds in heaven. And God never forgets a seed of faith. There is something holy about continuing to hope when you've been disappointed, something powerful about choosing light when darkness surrounds you. That kind of faith moves heaven. That kind of trust pulls blessings down like rain. Because God is not like people. He does not give up on us when we struggle. He doesn't walk away when we fail. He stays. He leans in. He reaches for the heart that still whispers His name in the quiet. And He rewards those who keep walking when everything around them says, "Stop." Jesus didn't walk the earth to make life perfect. He came to offer a peace that doesn't depend on circumstances. He came to remind us that no matter how empty the cupboard, how long the wait, or how deep the ache, we are never alone. He fed the hungry not just with bread, but with hope. He healed the sick not just in body, but in spirit. And He is still doing it now. Every moment you've spent in quiet obedience, every time you've chosen love over revenge, and kindness over bitterness, heaven has noticed. You may not hear applause, but your life is echoing in the halls of heaven. God celebrates you not for your perfection, but for your perseverance. You've kept going when it was easier to give up, and for that, there is a harvest coming. Maybe you've been praying for a breakthrough in your finances, and every time you open your eyes, it feels like the answer is just out of reach. But God does not forget the cries of His children. The delay is not a denial. The silence is not a rejection. Sometimes, He allows space so our faith can grow roots, so we can become people who can carry blessings with grace and humility. God can use anything to bless you. A letter, a phone call, a stranger, a friend, even someone you've never met. If He has to open doors through powerful names or positions, He will. He can place favor in the heart of anyone He chooses, because all hearts, all minds, and all systems are under His rule. Your breakthrough doesn't depend on who likes you, who supports you, or who knows your name. It depends on Him. And He already knows you by name. Type 555 to receive blessings from the Lord. There's an old path that winds through the heart of every believer. It is made of small, quiet steps, a whispered prayer before sleep, a moment of gratitude in the middle of a hard day, the decision to forgive even when it's hard. These steps might seem small, but they are mighty in the eyes of God. Because every one of them is a step toward Him, a step away from fear and toward love. You don't need to strive or perform for God to love you. His love is not a reward for good behavior. It is a foundation, a promise, a gift. You are already loved. Already seen. Already chosen. He has written your name on the palm of His hand. You are not one of many, you are one of a kind. He made you with care, shaped your soul with tenderness, and placed within you dreams that He intends to fulfill. So hold on a little longer. Keep speaking words of life over yourself. Keep declaring that you are not abandoned, but anchored in grace. Let your heart believe again. Let your spirit rise, even if it's just a little at a time. Because your miracle is not behind you, it is ahead. And God is walking with you toward it. There's something beautiful waiting for you, something more than money, though money may come too. What God gives is layered with meaning. It's not just a job, it's a calling. Not just a house, it's a home filled with laughter and warmth. Not just a bank account, it's provision with purpose. When He blesses, He goes deeper than the surface. He touches the parts of your life that truly need healing and hope. Maybe you've been waiting for that big shift. The moment when it all changes. The day when everything makes sense. And maybe today still feels like not yet. But the day is coming. And when it does, you will look back and see how far He's carried you. You will say, I didn't even realize He was working while I waited. But He was. He still is. So if you're tired, rest. If you're afraid, lean in. If you're doubting, speak truth even through the fear. God is not watching to catch your failures. He is watching to lift you up. He is not pacing, unsure of what to do next. He is calm, wise, and always on time. And he has never lost a battle, not one. Your blessing is not held back by men. It is not limited by what the news says or what your past looks like. The God who split seas, raised the dead, and calmed storms with a single word is the same God who holds your life in his hands. He is strong enough to lift you, gentle enough to carry you, and loving enough to wait for you when you fall behind. Even in the shadows, his light was guiding your steps. What you didn't see were the angels surrounding you, standing guard when you didn't even know you were in danger, whispering hope into your soul when all you could hear were lies of defeat. You are not walking toward a miracle. You are walking with a miracle. Type 1212 if you walk by faith. What if I told you financial freedom is not about working harder, but activating a dormant brain signal designed to draw abundance directly to you? Neuroscience proves this sound wave unlocks prosperity faster than any method known before. From unexpected cash to life-changing success, it's already helping thousands. Imagine looking back tomorrow wishing you had acted today. Do not let regret replace the miracle that is calling you right now. Click the link in the video description and comments below to turn on the ancient money wave and create the life you've always dreamed of today. There is a moment in every believer's life where everything seems still. Nothing moves. Nothing shifts. It feels like time itself is frozen. But in that stillness, heaven is working. You might not feel the winds of change yet, but they are coming. Like a tree that grows quietly for years before bearing fruit, your faith has been growing roots. And now, in a time you cannot predict, fruit will come. Joy will bloom. Healing will pour out. Provision will arrive. When Jesus walked among the people, he never overlooked the quiet ones. The woman who touched the hem of his robe didn't shout or demand. She reached out in silence, with faith so pure that it stopped him in his tracks. That's the kind of faith you carry. It may be weary. It may be tired. But it's real. And God honors that. Your quiet belief, your private prayers, and your whispered hopes have not gone unnoticed. The moment you placed your trust in Him, the clock toward your breakthrough began to move. There are things about your journey that no one else fully understands. They don't see the nights you stayed awake, praying through tears. They don't feel the weight you carry on your shoulders, trying to stay strong for everyone around you. But God does. And He isn't just a silent observer. He is an active comforter. He comes close, sits beside you, and speaks peace where there was once fear. His voice is not loud or harsh. It is gentle, steady, and full of love. You may feel like you've run out of options, but God has no shortage of miracles. He has done it before, and He will do it again. His provision doesn't come from human pockets, it comes from His endless storehouses. If He used birds to feed a prophet, He can surely provide for you. If He multiplied bread and fish for thousands, He can multiply what little you have and make it more than enough. What feels impossible to you is simple for Him. Type yes to affirm that you believe in His promises. There is a place inside you that still remembers joy. Even if it's been buried by disappointment or dimmed by hardship, it's still there. That place is sacred. It's where God's love still dances, where your spirit still sings even in whispers. He hasn't forgotten that part of you. In fact, He's about to awaken it again. You are going to feel light again. You're going to laugh and not feel guilty about it. You're going to breathe without the weight of worry pressing down on your chest. You're going to see with clear eyes, because the fog is lifting. Everything you've walked through has shaped you, not to make you bitter, but to make you better. It has taught you compassion. It has taught you strength. It has made you a vessel for others who are hurting. Because your testimony won't just be for you. It will heal others. Your words will be a light for someone else's darkness. Your endurance will be a map for those who don't know how to keep going. And when you speak of God's goodness, people will believe you, not because your life is perfect, but because they'll see how far He's brought you. You are not defined by your bank account, your failures, or your delays. You are defined by the one who made you, who calls you beloved, who holds your future in His hands. The money that's been delayed, the dreams that feel distant, the doors that have remained shut, they are all subject to change. And they will change. Because God is shifting things in your favor. The release you've been praying for is coming. The financial breakthrough, the opportunity, the restoration, it's all part of a plan greater than what you could imagine. And it's not because of anything you've earned. It's because He is faithful. He blesses because it's in His nature to bless. He gives not to impress, but to express His endless love for you. So lift your head. Let hope back in. You don't have to brace for bad news anymore. Start expecting the goodness of God to chase you down. Start speaking life into your days. Call things not as they are, but as He has promised them to be. Say, I am provided for. Say, I am healed. Say, I am chosen. Because your words carry power, and your faith opens doors. What you're stepping into is more than just a new season, it's a new story. One where favor follows you, not just financially, but emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. You will sleep peacefully. You will love boldly. You will give freely, not from lack but from overflow. Because that is what happens when God takes over. He doesn't just fix what's broken, He rebuilds, restores, and renews. There is no scarcity in heaven. There is no delay in God's love. There is no obstacle too great for His hand. And right now, He is drawing near to you, wrapping His presence around your worries and whispering, I am here. I've always been here. And I'm not finished yet. Even in the stillness, there is movement. Even in the silence, there is purpose. And even in the waiting, there is promise. Hold on to that. Let it carry you through this moment and into the miracle that is already unfolding. The breakthrough isn't coming from where you expect, it's coming from where you least imagined. That's how God works. He surprises us with His mercy. He overwhelms us with His timing. That's how God works. He doesn't rush. He doesn't force. He moves with perfect peace and divine timing. What has felt delayed in your life has only been preserved. The blessings you thought were denied were actually being prepared for the exact season your heart would be ready to receive them. Type 1919 to receive miracles. An ancient 9-word code, once reserved for high-level insiders, has been uncovered. It's simple, quick, and shockingly effective at drawing money and blessings into your life. Neuroscientists confirm it stimulates the brain's receiving center, an area dormant in most people. People everywhere are calling it the 30-second miracle. Click the link in the description and comments before the authorities remove it again. When we look at the world, it's easy to be overwhelmed. Wealth seems unreachable. Doors appear closed to those who have waited the longest. But that's not how the kingdom of God operates. His economy is not based on numbers in a bank account or the value of currency. It is built on faith, compassion, obedience, and His unshakable love. When He blesses, He doesn't just meet a need, He surpasses it, overflows it, and multiplies it beyond anything we can grasp. You may have seen messages that speak of sudden windfalls or miracles tied to names like Elon Musk or numbers like $89 million, and while those things can stir excitement, what your soul truly longs for is something deeper: security, stability, and sacred assurance. That comes from God alone. And yes, He can use people, situations, and unexpected means to provide for you. But what He gives is never hollow or temporary. It is complete. It fills the heart as much as it fills the hands. There was a woman once who had only enough oil left for one final meal. Her hands shook as she gathered sticks to make it, believing it would be her last act before surrendering to hunger. But God saw her. He sent a prophet, not to demand more, but to open the way for overflow. She gave what little she had, not knowing what would come next, and because of that quiet act of faith, her jar never ran dry. Day after day, when it should have emptied, it didn't. When her hope should have vanished, it stayed. That's what God does. He turns scarcity into supply. He turns almost nothing into more than enough. Sometimes you feel like you're holding the last bit of strength, the last drop of hope, the last breath of belief. And yet, you keep going. That, dear child, is seen. That is honored. The heavens take note of every time you chose faith over fear, every time you whispered God's name instead of giving up, every time you helped someone else while your own heart was aching. These things may seem small to the world, but in heaven, they are the seeds of miracles. God never calls you to trust without purpose. If He's asked you to wait, it's because what's coming is too precious to rush. If He's asked you to walk by faith, it's because He wants you to know His voice more than the noise around you. And if He's allowed the door to stay shut, it's because He has a better one that only opens with a divine key. You have not been rejected. You have been protected. And now, something is shifting in your favor. Type 666 if you trust Jesus. There are days when the weight feels unbearable. Not just the financial strain, but the emotional weariness that creeps in and whispers lies. You're not enough, you've missed your chance, you're always going to struggle. But those are not the words of your Father. His words are life. They say, you are loved, you are chosen, you are deeply seen and destined for more. Speak those truths over your soul, especially when doubt creeps in. Say them out loud if you have to. Let heaven hear you declare your trust even in the dark. Because trust is not about understanding, it's about surrender. It's about saying, God, I don't know how, but I know you. And that knowing becomes your anchor, your lifeline, your guiding star. It holds you steady when the winds rise. It lifts your eyes when your heart sinks. It carries you when your feet are too tired to keep walking. You're not walking this road alone. Heaven is walking with you. Angels have been assigned to you. They stand at your side, not just to protect you from harm, but to deliver peace into your atmosphere. They whisper reminders when your spirit forgets, you are still God's child. You are still in His plan. You are still covered by grace. And what God has for you will not pass you by. There is provision coming to your doorstep that cannot be explained by logic. There are doors opening that were once sealed shut. There are answers that will unfold so gently and clearly, you'll wonder how you ever doubted. This isn't the end of your story. This is the part where everything begins to change. And not because of luck. Not because someone in power decided to show kindness. But because the one who created the stars, the seas, and your soul has remembered you. He has written your story with the kind of beauty only eternity could design. He sees the details you think no one notices, the small kindnesses, the lonely tears, the silent prayers. He sees your effort, your desire to do good even when it's hard, your refusal to let go of hope even when it hurts. Your reward is not just a material blessing. It is the peace that passes understanding. It is the joy that cannot be shaken. It is the confidence of walking each day knowing that heaven is on your side. And yes, the money will come. The help will come. The opportunities will unfold. But what will surprise you most is not what arrives in your hands, it's what awakens in your heart. A new joy. A new peace. A new boldness that says, I am walking with God, and that's all I need. Keep holding on. Keep praying, even if the words are broken. Keep thanking Him, even if you're still waiting. A hidden 9-word prayer rediscovered in a sealed government document is now changing everything for those who dare to use it. It activates your brain's forgotten abundance channel, helping you manifest prosperity in ways you've never seen before. The results: cleared debts, growing savings, sudden opportunities, speak for themselves. Don't wait until this vanishes. Click the link before it's erased from the internet. Because the moment you've been waiting for is drawing near. Not by chance. Not by human approval. But by the power of God who always keeps His promises. You are loved more than you know, held more gently than you feel, and blessed more deeply than you can see right now. If you are in that place now, between storms and promises, let your heart rest in this truth: God is not far. He is not waiting for you to be stronger. He is already beside you, holding the very pieces of you that feel too fragile to carry on. Type 2323 if you agree. Sometimes, when we think about miracles, we imagine them arriving in bold, unmistakable ways. A large check, an unexpected phone call, a dramatic rescue. And yes, God can do all those things. He can move mountains in a moment and shake the earth if He chooses. But more often, His miracles come softly, slowly, like dew on the grass at sunrise, quiet but undeniable. You wake up one morning and realize the fear is gone. The heaviness has lifted. The same bills may sit on the table, but peace has taken over the space where panic used to live. That too is a miracle. That too is God. You've been hoping for change, and maybe you've been wondering how it will come. You've seen messages of abundance and breakthrough. You've read promises that your money is coming, your breakthrough is near, your time is now. And still, part of your heart waits quietly, almost afraid to believe again. That's okay. Even Jesus was patient with the doubting heart. He never turned away someone for struggling to trust. Instead, He invited them closer. That's what He's doing with you now. Your breakthrough is not just an event, it's a process. Every time you've said yes to God, even when it cost you something, you've moved closer. Every time you've chosen kindness instead of bitterness, you've advanced. Every time you've whispered a prayer instead of sinking into hopelessness, you've paved the way for what is coming. You may not have seen the fruit yet, but the seeds have been growing. Underground. Unseen. Unshakable. Do not think for a moment that your faith has gone unnoticed. Heaven records every act of love done in secret. Every offering made when you didn't have much. Every moment when you gave, even while waiting for your own miracle. You may have felt unseen by people, but God has seen it all. And He is a just and generous Father. He repays in ways that human hands cannot match. He opens doors that were not even visible before. He prepares tables where you were once unwelcome. And when He moves, nothing can stop what's meant for you. Type Amen if you believe. Imagine a life where peace leads you, not pressure. Where giving is joyful, not fearful. Where every morning begins with quiet confidence that your needs are already known and being handled by your Father in heaven. That is not just a dream, it's a promise. Jesus did not die and rise again so that we could live in constant fear. He came to give us life, and not just survival, but life in full. Life with meaning. Life with divine provision. Life where miracles are not exceptions, but part of our daily walk with Him. You may be tempted to think that blessings like financial freedom, stable homes, or dream jobs are for other people. Maybe you've told yourself, I'll just be thankful for what I have, even if deep down, you still ache for more. Let me tell you something gently, it's not wrong to desire more. It's not selfish to want stability, overflow, or the ability to bless others. Those are holy desires when placed in God's hands. He wants to trust you with more peace, more resources, more influence, not for status, but for service. You are being shaped to carry what's coming, not just for yourself, but to be a blessing in your community, in your family, and for generations that follow. The reason your journey has taken time isn't because you're unworthy. It's because God was building depth in you. He wasn't just planning a blessing, He was preparing a foundation that could hold it. He's been strengthening your patience, teaching your heart to recognize His voice, and increasing your capacity to receive. You don't need to chase blessings. You need only to walk closely with the one who commands them. Your miracle is already on its way. It may not look how you expected. It might not arrive in the shape you imagined. But when it comes, it will feel like coming home. It will be wrapped in God's fingerprints, peace, grace, and overwhelming love. It will be right on time. And it will fill not just your hands, but your heart. So don't be discouraged by the waiting. Every day you remain faithful, even in your weakness, you are walking toward fulfillment. God is not silent. He is speaking through the quiet, through the subtle shifts, through the moments of restlessness that stir your soul. Those are signs that your season is changing. That a new thing is blooming beneath the surface. And when it finally shows, when the breakthrough touches your life, it won't just change your circumstances, it will change your understanding of who God is. You will know Him not just as a provider, but as your friend. Not just as a rescuer, but as a constant companion. Not just as a savior, but as the one who stays. Always. You'll remember the nights when you cried and felt like no one heard. And you'll realize heaven was listening the whole time. You'll look back on the days when you gave with shaking hands, not sure if it would ever come back to you, and you'll see how God multiplied your faith into favor. You'll remember wondering if your name would ever be called, and you'll smile when you realize that God never overlooked you, not once. What if everything you've been chasing, wealth, freedom, success, could be drawn to you automatically, simply by unlocking a secret brain wave hidden inside you? Once classified by intelligence agencies, this discovery is now available to the public, and it's changing lives instantly. Picture yourself debt-free, stress-free, and thriving. The window is open, but not forever, and every second you wait is wealth slipping from your hands, so grasp it now. Click the link in video description and comments below to awaken this money magnet frequency and watch abundance flow into your life today. So today, breathe. Rest in the truth that you are already deeply loved. You are already on the path. And what is meant for you is closer than you think. Do not let comparison steal your peace. Do not let fear write your story. Let love lead you. Let Jesus carry you when you're too tired to walk. And let the promise of His faithfulness anchor you as you wait. The roots of your breakthrough are deepening, and though your eyes may not catch it yet, heaven is active on your behalf, arranging things beyond your reach, preparing blessings you didn't even know to ask for. Type 222 if you believe Jesus is working in your life. Sometimes we look for signs in the sky, expecting thunder or flashes of light to confirm our prayers have been heard. But God often moves in the quiet places, in the small nudges of your heart, in the gentle strength that rises when you thought you had nothing left. He walks with you not only on the mountain, but also in the low valleys. In the late nights when you felt alone, He was beside you. In the early mornings when fear tried to greet you before the sun, His presence wrapped around you like a blanket. He has never let go of your hand, not once. Your journey may not look like others. The road you've walked may have been longer, harder, or filled with detours. But none of that disqualifies you. In fact, it's in the struggle that strength is born. It's in the waiting that trust deepens. And it's in the moments you wanted to give up but didn't, that's where heaven sees the truest form of worship. Not in perfection, but in persistence. Not in constant joy, but in choosing hope even while trembling. You may wonder, how much longer? You may feel like the world around you is moving forward while you remain stuck. But you're not stuck. You're being held. There is a difference. When God holds something, He is shaping it. And what He shapes, He strengthens. He is not slow. He is precise. He doesn't miss appointments. He creates divine ones. The financial breakthrough you've longed for, the peace that seems just beyond your reach, the restoration you've cried out for, it is coming. Not because you have it all together. Not because you've earned it. But because He is good. Because He keeps His promises. And because you are His child. Type 1111 if you trust in God's timing. There is nothing more beautiful than a soul that keeps believing in the dark. That kind of faith shines brighter than anything else. And it touches God's heart more deeply than you can imagine. He sees the quiet battles. He knows the weight you carry. And He does not leave those wounds untouched. Instead, He bends close. He wraps His arms around your breaking places, and He pours healing where there was once pain. You may have been overlooked by people. You may have been dismissed, forgotten, or even betrayed. But heaven has never passed you by. Not even once. The Creator of the universe has watched over you like a tender father, counting every tear, listening to every whisper of prayer. And now, in this very season, He is beginning to release what has been stored up for you. You may not know where the provision will come from. You may not see how any of it can turn around. But God doesn't need you to understand the path, He just needs you to keep walking. Even small steps count. Even when your faith feels faint, it still matters. Because it's not the size of your belief that moves His heart, it's the sincerity of it. He can do more with your small mustard seed faith than you can do with a lifetime of striving. He blesses the broken-hearted. He honors the humble. And He lifts the ones who have nothing left but trust. You might be thinking of all the things you've lost. Time. Money. Opportunities. Friendships. But what's ahead is not a replacement, it's a restoration. When God restores, He doesn't just return what was taken, He multiplies it. What you thought was gone forever is going to return in ways you didn't expect. The joy you thought you'd never feel again is coming back. The financial provision that always seemed just out of reach is already making its way to you. And when it comes, it won't come with pressure, it will come with peace. The shift will happen quietly. You might wake up one day and notice that the stress isn't sitting on your chest the way it used to. That you can breathe deeper. That you're smiling again. That somehow, without you realizing, God untangled the mess while you were simply trusting Him with each day. That's how He works. Softly, faithfully, completely. There are people being positioned to help you. There are situations lining up for your good. There are blessings heading toward your name that no one can block. It's not about luck or chance. It's about the promises of God being fulfilled in your life, just as He said they would. Not because you chased them down, but because you kept walking in love, even when life didn't make sense. Keep being kind. Keep praying, even if your prayers are only a few words long. Keep serving, even if it feels like no one sees. Because God sees. And what you do in faith, He rewards in grace. Your story is not ordinary. You were never meant to blend into the crowd. You've been set apart, marked, anointed. And though the fire has been intense, it has only purified what God has placed inside you. The calling on your life is not small, and neither will be the blessings He pours out. You are going to walk in rooms you never thought you'd enter. You're going to see doors open that were once bolted shut. And when people ask how it happened, you'll say, "It was God. Only God." What if the fastest path to wealth was already inside your mind, waiting to be activated by a powerful sound wave? Scientists call it the money-attracting frequency, and once awakened, it begins drawing opportunities, success, and financial freedom like never before. Imagine the relief of no more bills and the joy of living your dreams. This is more than an offer, it is a divine turning point. Your destiny is waiting, but only if you choose to move now. Click the link in the video description and comments below to turn on this ancient brain wave today. So breathe, dear soul. Let peace take the place of panic. Let rest take the place of striving. Let God be who He has always been, your provider, your defender, your sustainer. He knows what He's doing. He's never failed before, and He's not about to start now. Amen.